Welcome, welcome. Welcome, my beautiful YouTube family. If I seem a little distracted, I am. My cat is trying to decide if he wants up here on my lap. I just finished recording about a 35-minute message for the Patreon community, and my Mr. Marcel, hi Bubba's, got in on it. And now here's Mr. Maurice. They are about a year old. I was just telling the Patreon community, found them under my deck, the two of them, Mr. Maurice and Marcel, on September 30th. They're over a year old. I just don't know their exact birth date because they were already like 2 or 3 weeks old. When I found them, they already had their eyes open, but they were just tiny, tiny, tiny. There was 4 of them, and I found a home for their sisters, the 2 girls. They were able to stay together. And I was for sure going to keep Maurice. This guy here was supposed to have a different home, but it fell through. No accidents, no coincidences, I can't imagine not having him now. I can't imagine the 2 of them being separated. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. I can't imagine, not having him. He's such a character, and he's actually my shadow, my lovey man. But I'm going to get our space clear here. Let's hope he cooperates. He's usually pretty good. And we'll give it a few moments for a few more friends to hop on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Emily. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. And yeah, we'll just tap into the cards, see what we can know. Happy new moon, solar eclipse. I think where I'm at, it actually takes place about 8 p.m. this evening, and then we have the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere, and Libra season begins tomorrow. So all of these shifts, changes in the wind that came through in Patreon. I will put a link for the Patreon message in the pinned comments below, as well as the description box when I'm done recording here. Just trying to think, we tapped into 2 different tarot decks and got the 9 of Cups in both tarot decks, the 2 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the Lovers, much energy on these unions. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I was just rambling. I have one of my kitties on my lap here, so I was sharing the story about how they came into my life. Oh, thanks so much for the love. Thank you for being here. Oh, I appreciate all that. Thank you. I'm sending love right back. I will tap into the cards here. I'm going to get a little message for us. Happy new moon. Solar eclipse. Equinox tomorrow. All of the things, all of the shifts. I guess I already cleared us here. I've got my cat on my lap. He's usually not here with us, so just doing things out of the ordinary, going with the flow, being flexible. That came through in Patreon as well, so maybe you just needed that reminder. We aren't in control of anything in the external. We just stay aligned, assume that what is playing out is what is meant to play out. Why? Because it's what's playing out. And we mine whatever situation we're in for the gold. So maybe that's a message for you as well. Traveling lightly. 10 of Wands energy is releasing the burdens that are not ours to carry, so we can move forward into this change lightly, into these new beginnings, only carrying what's required, what's necessary, not even required, but what makes us joyful. We are coming out of this 2-week eclipse quarter, but these energies continue to reverberate, have effect. They continue to be present for a couple weeks, up to 4 weeks after, I believe, and the energy, the seeds that are planted continue to play out for the next 6 months as well. So it's not a one and done thing. But for myself, there was much sifting and sorting over the last couple of weeks. This fits, this doesn't. This is a match to who I've become. This is from a former version of me. We need to take the time to do the self-audit, especially when we are transitioning and shifting and growing and changing as much as we are. It's just as important. When someone outside of you that you're in a relationship with makes a change, you have to get to know them again. It's just as important to get to know yourself again after you've made significant shifts as well. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you. I'm so glad my energy resonates with that. If something speaks to you, sings to you, you can assume the message is for you. You will know, because truth resonates at a certain frequency in our body. It will sing to you. You might get goosebumps. It might remind you of something you've already heard, received. I'm not here to tell you which way to go. I'm here to spark a remembrance within you to remind you what you already know to be true. All of the solutions are within. So let's get a little story on that for us here. And if my energy does resonate for you, you can hit that little bell, subscribe to the channel, then you'll be the first to be notified when I go live again. Just gonna go a little tarot story for us here. So we're not crying over spilled milk. We're releasing that victim mindset. We're knowing that the past went down just as it needed to. Yeah, you may feel stuck right now. You may feel like guarded, like you need to keep your heart closed, but know that to remain open is the most courageous thing you can do. To remain open, to keep your heart open, even though you've been let down and been hurt before. Yeah, that's the most loving thing you can do. And that's really what is required from us in this time, is to trust, even when we can't see the path, to, again, travel lightly, that 10 of Wands energy, to forgive and forget, to release the past, to mine it for the wisdom, and to step into our empowered energy from victim to victor. And this is the shift that's going to make, you know, when we make this internal shift with the stories we're telling ourselves, this is what allows the things in the external to shift as well into this 9 of Pentacles energy. This success in the physical, but while we remain connected to and sustained and nourished by our eternal self, right? We create, but then we move on, we release outcomes. We know we're only in charge of ourselves. Being courageous, not being afraid anymore, being brave enough to shine our light. The interconnectedness of it all. I'm just kind of sharing a few highlights that came through in the Patreon message. If you're interested in a personal reading, you know I'm available for those as well. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, like I said, I already mentioned, you could join us in the Patreon community, members only. The message I just recorded is about 35 minutes, and I've been sharing about 45 minutes to an hour a week the last almost year or so, and you get access to all of the content, not just my most recent message, but all of the messages. You can join for a month, however long you feel called. If you join and you feel like it's not for you, you know, no hard feelings. You won't hurt my feelings. What is not aligned or needs to change? Yeah, that sifting and sorting process here. Awakening, energetic upgrades. You are not who you used to be. I shared this in the Patreon message, but you're not the same individual you stepped into this eclipse quarter as. And so taking that time to do that self-audit, this feels like it fits, this feels like it doesn't, right? And then trusting that. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad it resonates for you. I'm glad it's singing to you. And knowing if we're releasing something that isn't aligned, it doesn't mean it didn't serve us at one point. It got us here, right? It took all of that to get us here. Sometimes the most honoring thing we can do is put it down, grow, and expand. Sometimes we feel guilty about leaving others behind, but no. You're more likely, like if you're wanting to see a change in another, the change starts with you. It's like that quote, if you're continuing to get frustrated with someone who is refusing to change, you also are refusing to change. And know that by you doing the work, it's not about what we say, it's about what we do and the energy we embody. So you're the best bet to have them to make the shifts you think are relevant for them. It's by you making the shifts yourself and trusting that those that are meant to move forward with you will rise to meet you. And what falls off is just no longer aligned. Doesn't mean it wasn't aligned with the former version of us. It doesn't mean we don't still hold love and compassion for that, right? The age of light. Yeah, you've been training for this for lifetimes. This is what we're here for. I love that. I'm going to get us one affirmation here. I usually leave the Patreon message with one affirmation, kind of to give us a focus for the week. Maybe I'll tap in and see if you feel like being an eager beaver and you feel called to do a meditation today. Silence, stillness. These eclipse energies are still available, relevant, palpable. You know, I had a few things to get done this morning, and then I'm going to take the time to get out in nature, stillness, silence as well. Like I was telling my community, the members, I've been requiring more stillness, silence, space in order to eliminate the external distractions. And that makes sense. There's more and more external distractions, more and more information coming at us, right? We're not spiritual bypassing. We understand that to contribute our energy to the systems that are falling is to be the food source for it. And so we are acutely aware of it, right? We can be aware of it and not be caught up in it, needing to read every headline, needing to understand everything at the level of the mind. We understand we are benefiting everyone by staying aligned, by creating the new, not focusing on the old. And we all have a different role here, right? At one point, my role was more to kind of lift others up and do the explaining and kind of do the heavy lifting. At this point in my journey, I just share freely. I've let go of almost everyone and everything in my life, and I just trust that my energy will do the work. You know, you can't say enough to convince someone if they aren't at the level, and it's not our job to convince anyone anyway, right? That's not probably the right word, but you can't say enough of the right, you could be saying all of the right things, but if they aren't at that level of consciousness, level of awareness, no amount of words is going to make you clear, make you audible or understandable to them. I open to receive divine guidance and support to heal my life. And yeah, being willing to release it all and trusting that what's meant for you will, again, rise to meet you, come back around to align, whatever. What's meant for you will find you when you are in your alignment, when you're following your joy, when you're making yourself a priority and knowing that that's not selfish. That's the most selfless thing we can do. All right, so I get all of my 10-minute guided meditations here on YouTube. So if you feel called to dive a little deeper and do a 10-minute guided meditation, personal boundaries, yeah, protecting our energy, this is perfect. You could do a solar plexus guided meditation here, and this allows you to step into your personal power, know you are safe to implement those boundaries, know you are safe to let go of anything that isn't aligned, right? To release with love. We release lovingly. We don't hold any resentments. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say with that, but that must be it. Anything else I can tell the beautiful collective here on YouTube before I hop off? Well, that's a repeat for us here, the Two of Swords. So, Two of Swords, Queen of Cups. Even though you can't see the path with your physical eyes, trusting what you feel, trusting our emotions, our internal guidance system to guide us, right? Trusting that this emotional fulfillment, this emotional maturity, this self-mastery will get you where you need to go one step at a time. Trusting the feeling and just ignoring what you see in the physical, because we sense things, we feel things long before they show up here. And so just continue to be in this energy of new beginnings here. Continue to love yourself. I just saw 1313. So with that, I'm going to hop off here. Like I said, if you're needing something, please reach out, drop a comment, and I will be in touch. I'm sending so much love. Have a beautiful day. Happy new moon, all of the things. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your healing.